Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Srinalini and I'm a product marketer of Zoho Sheet. And joining us today is Sini, who will be assisting with your questions throughout the webinar. If you have any queries, feel free to drop them in the Q&A pane and we will make sure they're addressed promptly. If you missed our previous sessions, you can watch the recordings on our webinar page. So let's get started. Today, we'll see how you can create a detailed tracker and dashboard where you can calculate the sales incentive of your employees based on different metrics using Zoho Sheet with a live demo. The Sales Incentive Tracker is a tool designed to simplify how you track, manage, and calculate sales incentives. It allows you to track individual and team performance against set targets, calculate commissions automatically based on defined structures, and provide clear visibility into incentive earnings. Whether you're handling simple bonus plans or complex multi-tiered commissions, Zoho Sheet makes the process transparent, scalable, and error-free. In this session, we'll show you how it works, walk through its features, and demonstrate how it can save time, reduce manual errors, and boost sales team motivation through real-time data-driven insights. Here are key reasons to use Zoho Sheet for tracking and calculating sales incentives. You can do automated calculations, which reduces manual work and errors with pre-built formulas and logic. You can track in real time and monitor sales performance and incentive earnings as data is updated. You can view transparent payouts, which enhances trust by showing clear, auditable breakdowns of commissions calculations. And as you grow your business, you can easily add users, teams, or new incentive models. So this tool is scalable. And with real-time reporting, it simplifies incentive analysis and performance reviews with visual dashboards. We use built-in formulas, lookup functions, conditional formatting, reports, tables, and pick lists to deliver accurate real-time commission calculations. Now let's move to the live demo. This is a tracker sheet, and here we have a table which represents employee data, their performance-related metrics, and the scores calculated using formulas. Here's a breakdown of each column. We have the employee ID, which is a unique ID assigned to each employee for tracking and reference. And in the name column, we'll have the full name of the employee. And here we'll have the email address of the employee. And in the supervisor column, we'll have the direct manager or team lead overseeing the employee's performance. And in the attendance rate, it is the percentage of days the employee was present out of total working days. And in the sales target achievement, this is the percentage of sales goals met by the employee within a specific period. The CSAT is the customer satisfaction score based on client feedback or survey ratings. And here in the upselling success rate, it is the percentage of successful upsell attempts made by the employee. In the new customer acquisition, it is the number of new clients or accounts brought in by the employee. And these are the scores calculated for each metric based on defined structure, which will help us to calculate the eligibility and final incentive amount. Now let's go to the weightage sheet here. This is the defined structure, and based on the values obtained by each employee, scores and the incentive amount will be calculated. We have defined 4 metrics in the tracker sheet, and for that the weightage is given here in these columns. And we have the maximum score that we can assign for each metric, and that is given here in this table, and the total of the score needs to add up to 100. And we have the maximum payout amount that each employee can get, and that is $500. And here we have the non-eligible criteria where the employee cannot receive the incentive if the attendance is less than 75%. And here, based on a total score, we will define how much percentage of payout the employee needs to receive. And now let's move to the employee summary sheet here. Here we'll summarize the complete details of the employee. All we have to do is to select an employee name from the pick list here, and the summary will be displayed using formulas. Now let's go to the dashboard sheet. In the dashboard sheet, we will build a few charts to visualize performance reviews and incentive analysis. And now finally, we'll go to the eligible sheet here. We will filter all the eligible employees in this sheet and automate in sending the incentive payslip via email. And now let's go to the incentive payslip template that we have designed. This is the template that we have designed, and we will use this to send the payslip to all the eligible employees, and this is done using merge template. Now let's start creating this tracker from scratch. I'll go to the sales incentive tracker, and since we have the weightage already defined, I'll copy this to another spreadsheet. Just simply select copy to a new spreadsheet. First thing, we can rename this whole sheet. We can say demo sales incentive tracker. Once this is done, we can create the tracker sheet. Let's name this tracker. So we have a defined set of values for each employee that we can copy it here. Let's go to the tracker sheet. And we can copy these headers first. We can copy the headers first. And then we can copy these values, which will be the same. And once this is done, you can convert the entire thing into a table. For that, let's select this. We can go to format and select table and select a layout. And we already have the headers, so this box is checked. And here, if you wish to remove the formatting that we have already here in the sheet, we can simply select this and you can clear all the cell formats. And if you wish to change the layout, you can again do that by selecting any other layout from here. And if you wish to have in this layout, we do not have the column borders. So if you wish to have that, simply check this box. Once you have made all the necessary configurations, you can close it here. And we can also hide the grid lines because we already have the borders for the table. Simply go to view menu and click hide grid lines. And you can also auto fit the column width. Right. Now with this, we have set up the tracker sheet, initial tracker sheet. And now let's proceed to fill in the rest of the cells with formula. First, let's fill the attendance score. For this, we'll be using the VLOOKUP function. We are using the VLOOKUP function here because we are looking up at the vertical rows of data, and we just need a single value to be present here. So we will be using the VLOOKUP, and you can also use an XLOOKUP, which is a more modern version of VLOOKUP. But here in this case, VLOOKUP is also appropriate. So let's continue with using this. And so the lookup value here is the attendance rate. So we'll select this cell. In the data table here is, let's go to the weightage sheet, and the attendance score is given here in these cells. So let's simply select this range. And since this is going to stay the same for all the employees, we will fix these cells so that the values don't change. And then here we need the percentage of the attendance rate. So we'll select column 2 here. And the mode will be 1 because our data on the tracker sheet is already sorted and we would want to look up an approximate match. Once that is done, you can simply click enter. And now to calculate the score, we can multiply it with the maximum score that we have defined in the weightage sheet. Let's go to the weightage sheet. and select this cell. And you can fix this again. As you can see, the scores are now displayed. Similarly, we can use the same formula for the rest of the metrics. I'll simply copy paste it. And I will change these values. I'd like to reference sales target achievement. So I'll select this cell. And I'd like to have the weightage scores of sales target achievement. So I'll go back to the weightage sheet and see in which columns we have the sales target achievement. It is in the E and F. So I'll simply change that here. And the rest of the things remain same. And we'll multiply it with the maximum score that we have in the weightage sheet, which is C4. And we can fix this again. So the sales target achievement is also populated. And now we'll have the CSAT score. I'll simply copy paste this. And I'll look up the value for the CSAT. And I'll change this columns. It's HN9 for CSAT. And in cell C5, we have the CSAT score. So I'll simply change this. Next, for the upselling success rate, we'll again copy paste the same formula. And I'll remove this CSAT. And instead, I'll reference the upselling success rate cell. And I'll go to the weightage sheet to check for the columns. It's in the KNL. And it's in C6 here. And similarly, we can do the same for the score on new customer acquisition. Let me select the new customer acquisition cell here. And I'll go to the weightage sheet. And we have it in NNO row columns. And we have this in C7. So as you can see, we have populated all these scores based on the values that they have got in the attendance rate, in the sales target achievement, and others. Now, to calculate total score, it is simply the sum of all the rest of the 5 scores. So we'll use the sum function and we'll select this range. And for eligibility criteria, we'll use the if function. And as I said earlier, the eligibility criteria is the attendance should be greater than 75%. So I'll use the if and I'll select the attendance rate cell here. And it should be less than. I'll go to the weightage. I'll select this cell and I'll fix this. If this condition is true, the employee is not eligible. If this condition is false, the employee is eligible to receive the incentive. So we have got the eligibility as well. And now let's calculate the payout function. For that, we'll use the VLOOKUP again. And it will depend on the total score. So we'll reference this and we'll go to the weightage sheet. And here we have in the incentive table, we have the scores and the payout percentage defined. So let's simply select this range. And I'll fix these cells. And we'll use the same column 2 and the mode as 1. So as you can see, when the payout percentage is displayed, and finally we'll have the payout amount, and for that we'll use the payout percentage cell multiplied by the maximum amount that we have defined here, and we can fix this. So this way we have got all the values, and now we do see that there are certain employees who are not eligible to receive the incentive. For that, we can highlight them using the conditional formatting option. Simply select this entire table and go to Format and click Conditional Formatting and select Classic, and the value is Contains. And now here enter Not Eligible, and you can highlight the entire row. So for that, tick this box and choose the column Eligibility. And you can choose how you would want to display the highlighted row. For that, I will simply change the text color to black, and I'll click Apply once all the customizations are done. So this way you can highlight the employees who are not eligible to receive the incentive. Plus, we can also represent the payout percentage with another conditional formatting. For that, we will select this to format again, click conditional formatting, and we can use data bar and select a layout. So as you can see, with a gradient style, you can see which employee has received 100% incentive or a partial incentive or no incentive. So this way you can create a complete tracker for your employees, and you can, as you keep adding employee names here, the data will be populated with the formulas that we have given in the previous cells. You can add as many employee details as you want. So now we have finished doing the tracker sheet. Now let's create an employee summary sheet. And here we'll have the employee name. And here we'll use a pick list. Go to Insert, click Pick List and create Pick List here. And here in the type, you can select cell range. And here we can populate the employee names. For that, let's go to the tracker sheet and select these employees. And you can sort them in alphabetical order. You can simply click this, and you can choose to make any other customization where you can simply not display this as a chip, and you can use a color also. We can represent this in any color that we want, and once you have done customizations, you can again click Create. Now you can select an employee name. We can make these bigger, font size bigger, and we can apply borders. And now we will use the transpose function to populate all the headers of the metrics that we have defined in the tracker sheet. So let's use transpose function, and we need to choose an array. So we'll go to the tracker sheet, and since we already have the employee name, I'd like to have the headers from email address. I'll simply select this. And as you can see, all the headers are populated. And now let's fill in the values with the formula. We'll use the XLOOKUP function, and that will be a nested function. So we'll use XLOOKUP, and now we are using XLOOKUP because we need to search an array of values, and we have to return all the values here that we have in the tracker for an employee. So we are using the XLOOKUP, and let's enter the value here. Let's enter the formula here. We'll select the table here, and we'll use headers. and we'll reference the employee name value here. So we'll fix this. And we'll again use the table here. And we'll use the name field. And we'll populate all the data with this. Once this is done, click enter. And as you can see, all the details are populated now. Now we can make any formatting that we want. So simply select this and apply a border. And just select all these rows. Go to row height and select custom and enter a value. And you can auto fit this column. And you can also apply an alignment here. We can align it in the center. And if you want, you can also have a conditional formatting for the payout percentage, as I showed in the tracker sheet. Go to format, select conditional formatting, and we can have a data bar. And you can also edit the rules if you want. And since we want to display just the half of the cell to be shaded because it is 50%, we will simply go to edit and we will change the number here and we will use 0, and we'll again choose number here, and the maximum value is 1. This way you can see that if there is any employee who has 100% of incentive, we can see that it is being changed. And now you can apply any color to these cells. You can finally hide the grid lines. So this way your employee summary sheet is also created. Now let's create a dashboard sheet. Now we will create 4 different types of charts. For that, let's simply go to the tracker sheet here, and we can use Zia to generate charts. As you can see, click Zia on the right pane, and you can see that there are different charts that it has created. So yes, you can choose any one of the charts, or you can also type anything that you'd want. So here we will use sum of upselling success rate by supervisor. Let's simply insert chart, and now we will move this to the dashboard sheet. You can also use a pie chart here. You can insert the chart here, and we can move this to the dashboard sheet. And you can make further customizations. Just double click on the chart, and you can go to customize option, and you can edit the chart title. We can say contribution of upselling success rate by each supervisor. And you can edit the styles. Just you can change the background color, apply a gradient, and you can also choose a color scheme. I'll go with the monochromatic theme here. And if you get an O data here, simply go to the aggregation under the general section and select sum and select upselling success rate. And here we will have the supervisor. And you can also uncheck this box, 3D box. So you'll get a 2D chart here. So now we have created one chart using Zia. I'll align this, and you can also hide the grid line so that you can see the charts in a better way. Now let's proceed to create the next chart. Let's go to the tracker sheet. And now I'd like to have the top 5 contributors of new customer acquisition, which means I would want top 5 employees who bought the highest number of customers. So I'll simply select the name field here, and I'll select the new customer acquisition column here. And now I'll go to the insert chart icon here. And as you can see, we have recommended charts, and we can use any one of the chart here. I'll go with the column chart, and I'll move this to a dashboard again. And now we can make the customizations. We can add the chart title. We can simply say top 5 contributors to new customer signups. Now we can go to the grid lines and hide it. And we do not have the values shown, so you can go to data labels and then you can select how you would want to see the value. So we'll simply select show value here, and then I'll go to the styles to use a background color. And now in this chart we have all the employees shown. So to change this to top 5, go to general section, and here select the top bottom here, and select the axis. So it will be new customer acquisition. And now as you can see, the top 5 employees who have bought the highest customer signups have been displayed. You can make sure that this is aligned with the previous chart. As you start aligning the second chart, red markers will be displayed, so that will help you to align it in a better way. Now let's create third chart. So for this, we will be having the count of eligible employees to receive the incentive. For that, we will go to the tracker sheet, and we'll select the entire table, and we'll create the pivot table first. Let's go to data and click create pivot table. And here we'll choose the location of the table as the existing sheet, and we'll choose the location of the cell as here. And now we can drag and drop the field names. I'd want the eligibility, so I will go and click this, and I will drag and drop it in the column field, and the data is also eligibility. You have got the pivot table, and now you can go to the customize section here and click add pivot chart, and close this once you have done. And here your pivot table is also displayed. You can move this chart to the dashboard sheet, and we can customize it. We can simply change this column chart to a stacked column, and we can have the chart title. We can say count of eligible employees, and we can also have a subtitle for incentive. We can have the data labels. We'll use show value again, and we'll go and hide the grid lines, and we'll add a theme, color scheme, and a background color. We'll use the same monochromatic, and we'll use a dark background, and we'll use the gradient here. Once this is done, you can close the configuration box and align the chart in your canvas. Finally, we'll create a chart for CSAT score per employee. Let's go to the tracker sheet again. And since it is a CSAT score, we'll again select the employee name and we'll use the CSAT score column and we'll go to the insert chart icon and we'll use the recommended charts. Move this to the dashboard sheet. I'll edit the range here, data range. Yes, once you have done this, you can further make the customizations. Go to customize and you can choose to have the values displayed. Go to data labels and select show value. You can hide the grid lines and you can customize the background color and the color schemes. You can have a monochromatic or you can use a background color, dark background color. And with this, you can edit the chart title. Simply add CSAT score per employee. Now align this here. As you can see, we have created multiple charts for different sales metrics. You can further create any chart that you'd want. You can either use Zia or the recommended charts option, or you can use any chart that you'd want of your choice. So with this, we have created a dashboard sheet, and now let's create an eligible sheet to filter all the eligible employees. Let's rename this sheet as eligible. And now we'll copy the headers from the tracker sheet. And we'll use the filter function here. And it will be, we'll select the table. And we'll select the field name as eligibility. And the value is eligible. So as you can see, all the eligible employees are filtered here. And now, once this is done, we can create a merge template. Let's go to the merge template here. And this is a simple merge template that I have created. And if you'd want to use this, you can feel free to do it. Or if you want to create one from scratch, you can do that. Or we also have a publicly available template that you can use and modify it as per your customizations. So here I have entered the headers for all the details that I'd want to incorporate in this template. And now I'll map the fields. For that, I'll go to Tools and click Configure Template here. Show this from scratch. I'll select Zoho Sheet as the source and select any one of the sheets that I'd want. And I'll select eligible sheet here and click Next and map the fields. So now the fields are displayed. Now I'll simply insert it here. So as you can see, the employee details are incorporated, and one by one I will insert all the fields. We can have the supervisor, and for the attendance rate, here we can have it, and in the sales target achievement, and we'll have the CSAT score, and we have the upselling success rate. We'll have the new customer achievement, and we'll have the total score, and we'll have the incentive percentage, and that is payout, and finally the total incentive is the final payout. And once you have inserted the fields, you can choose to align this have it. You can choose any type of alignment, and once that is done, you can select the merge action as email as attachment, and you can select XLSX or PDF. And once you have done that, click preview and see that your employee IDs are also populated along with the values. So this will be uniquely sent to all employees. As you can see, we have all the data incorporated. Now let's go back to the configuration, and you can run the merge here. You can schedule it later or you can run it immediately. And once you have done, you can simply click run merge. And here you can make any modifications to send the email. And in the to, we can select the email address. And you can have a subject. We can say incentive for September 2025. You can add an optional message and you can simply run the merge, and the email will be sent to all of your employees. So this is in whole the tracker that we have built, and you can also we have automated the process of sending the payslips to all the employees. Let's move to the deck and do a recap. So first, we defined a structure for calculating the performance scores and incentives in the weightage sheet. Then we created a tracker sheet and used functions to get the different scores of the employees based on the weightage and check the eligibility, and finally calculated the incentive amount. Then we created an employee summary sheet to view the complete details of the employee by selecting the employee name from the pick list. As a next step, we created different charts to visualize the scores and the eligible headcount using pie, column, and pivot charts. Finally, we filter the eligible employees who will be receiving the incentive in a separate sheet, and using merge template feature, we automated the process of sending the payslip to all the employees. So we hope this whole tracker will be useful to you and you will implement this for your company. If you need any further assistance, you can reach out to us through multiple channels. Our phone lines are open 24/5 for support, and you can find the contact numbers on our website. We also offer a live chat option available 24/7. Just visit Zoho WorkDrive website and click on the chat icon to connect with our support team instantly. And if you prefer email, you can always reach us at our support email address for any queries or assistance you need.